Hello guys, and welcome to another Final Fantasy 15 video. In this video I'll show you the basics of the elemancy, as in spells or magic, as well as the gear. Probably you might have missed some important factor which makes the spell creation and the fight itself much easier. So first of all, let's take a look at the elemancy. Probably you know that you have to pick a magic flask to the right. I have 4 of them at the moment, and then once you've picked a magic flask, you have to use those elements to create a spell. So what's not obvious at the moment is that you can combine the spells one with another. So I've added like some amount of ice, I'm adding some amount of lightning, and I'm adding some amount of fire. Now with unicast means that the amount of all elements is almost the same, as in the amount of one element is not twice the amount of 2 other elements combined. But since I don't want unicast, I want a different element. Let it be Blizzara. The reason why it's Blizzara is because there's there's much more ice than lightning. And what's also unobvious is that whenever I was trying to make a spell, I was just going immediately to craft. But there's something extra. Here you can add any item you have. Well, not maybe any, but most of the items to modify the effect of the spell. So for instance, Phoenix Down gives you free chain, which means that it will cast Blizzara, then Blizzara and Fira at random up to 2 times. So you may have 2 Blizzaras or Blizzara and Fira. If you add some food, you may impose some negative or positive effects onto your health, onto the attack of the enemy or yourself, etc. And if you use some treasures, you may add poison effects, you may also add chain levels, stop levels, blah blah blah, or you can add some Blizzara which stops, or any other element which stops the enemy. Basically you can impose a lot of different effects on the enemy. So my try will be doing a 5-chain attack with using Mega Elixir. Let's see, and let's craft this Quintcast. Let's equip it and let's put it here. I won't knock this to use it. Alright. Okay. And now let's make a quick fight with Gladio. Serious practice. Alright, and he's dead already. As you may see, I have delivered a really huge damage, which would be impossible if I haven't combined those elements one with another, and if I had a weaker spell. If you haven't already realized that you might get the spells from those stones like imbued with magical power, there are 3 of them. One is denoted on the map with a lightning, you can see that in the right of the screen on the map. The other one is red like a magma or a fire, and the third one, the ice, is just a snowflake. Now, if you go to your Ascension tab, there is a magic which gives you ability to absorb more energy from elemental deposits, or simply create spells with a higher potency. This is important if you want to create high-level spells of each element, say Blizzara, Fira, Tundara. You will need to use less energy to create more potent spells. It's not so obvious given the amount of tabs there are here, but if you're opting for a mage, a person who uses magic all the time, my suggestion is to put some points into this tab. On the other hand, those increasing that costs a lot of AP. As you can see, it's 99 to enhance the potency of a spell, but the damage dealt by the spells is huge, so it might be worth just trying to enhance this particular node of the nodes. And now, so I guess this covered the basics of the spells. Let's take a look at the gear and something that is not obvious as well. As you may see, you have 4 slots with, in case of Noctix, for each weapon he wants to wield, but you may also add some accessories that modify his base stats. I have simply increased his attack power and strength. I think that he's got, well, decent amount of HP. Maybe he could have more mana points. And the other one I'm using might be changed because I have already earned some news. No, the other one I used to increase his health points slightly. Also, you can change his clothes here. It's under the attire section. And they have also some influence on the stats you have, and basically the more clothes you have, the character seems to be weaker. Maybe it's connected to the fact that those clothes are pretending some movement of him. I don't know. Anyway, here's his casual outfit. Alright, this is how he looks when he's playing video games. Anyway, back to Gladio. Actually, now to Gladio, I've increased his base attack. No, I haven't increased his base attack. I've increased his strength just slightly, and this increased his defense. It's up to you. I think he's got a decent amount of HP by default, so there's no need to put some accessory that increases health. He packs a punch, so perhaps either increasing his damage dealt or defense is the best idea. I've removed the Crone's Guard fatigues from him because he's got already a lot of HP, so I want to make sure he deals more damage. In case with Ignis, I guess he's neutral character, so it doesn't matter if you put more attack power to him or more health, but with Prompto it's definitely a good idea to give him some extra HP because he's really far behind the others. My team crew is higher level than him just a bit, but this is because of the fact that he's constantly dying. Also, what's not obvious, you may change the technique your character is using. It's the first bar on the top of the character screen, and it has levels. So if you've managed to maximize the level of your technique, perhaps it's a good idea to choose a different one. Choose a different one depending on whom are you going to fight and to create a strategy. Tempest is basically good against enemies which are close together. Dawnhammer is a single high damage technique, but it uses 2 tech bars. And Cyclone deals damage to nearby enemies with Shockwave. I'm gonna try and put some stuff into Dawnhammer. He's got Mark and Regroup, and it's also maxed already. Piercer, he's got only 1 technique, and Noctis obviously doesn't have a technique. So yeah, guys, this will sum up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any video with respect to the spellcrafting or to the gear, let me know, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can. Thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.